I really like sword fighting games, but they have been quite boring recently. Balthazar, well, that's down the drain. I really wish there was other type of games that could use skill expression like sword fighting games do. If only. No, wait, I know what to play! Now, before we start the video, after my horrible attempt on making a TikTok edit, let me make some things clear. First of all, this list will be in an ordered fashion, meaning we will start with the worst and climb to the best. Second, I will not talk about Rivals, as I think that Rivals is simply Roblox slop that will die very quickly, and I myself simply don't enjoy the game at all. Third and final point, please keep in mind that these are my opinions, so if your favorite game is down in the list, it's simply my opinion on it, and not a fact, so don't scream at me in the comments for it. And with that out of the way, let's start with the first and worst entry on our list. Bad Business. You know, whenever I talk to a Bad Business player, they always say the same shit. Hey, so why do you like Bad Business?
Oh no, I don't actually like the game at all. I used to when the game was good, but now it sucks. So I'm just kinda stuck playing it.
Oh my fucking god. And I myself get these players. I myself fall for nostalgia bait all the time. I mean, hell, there's an entry on this list that's mostly there because of nostalgia bait. Well, let's talk positives about Bad Business. First, the customization is just fucking insane. From cool characters to texture settings to crosshairs, it's all there. The game is very easy to learn. Literally launch the game, you will be mid leaderboard and sometimes even top. It's a simple movement game that makes you fast by just pressing Shift and C. And now to the bad stuff. Oh my fucking god. To say the monetization on this game is bad would be an understatement. The game is extremely pay to win. People that pay being able to access healing at will before new players do. Even though the beginner weapons are very viable, some weapons behind paywalls are extremely broken too. Some of the movement that's more advanced is inaccessible to people with bad computers or on phones, because it requires more than 60 FPS to perform. Whenever games implement things like this, it makes people that want to get better quit very often, making it a horrible decision for the devs. The community is sorta toxic, but more often than not they're too busy just playing the game to scream at you, which is a plus I guess. Just don't join the game's Discord server and you'll be fine. In the end, Bad Business is often called a husk of its former self, with players that still play daily hoping that they will get better performance and just more balancing to the game. I myself rarely play it now, and more often than not when I do, I never have a good time. Remember when I said that nostalgia bait also got me, and that it is in this list? Well, here it is. Combat Surf. I love Surf. I always did. Ever since I was a kid, I used to watch those YouTube commentators play it all the time. But when I played it, like, something was missing. I mean, sure, I could compete times with my friends, but I wanted aim, accuracy, and finesse. So Combat Surf was the solution. I remember spending thousands of hours in shitty CSGO server browsers with horrible internet to play Combat Server with a few friends I had back in the day. So this game is just perfect. Since we started with the positives last time, let's start with the negatives. If you don't know how to surf, this game will kick your ass. My advice is to first learn surf and then come to combat surf. You can learn surf with games such as Surf, Be-Up, and Evade. Evade being the funner one that you can play with your friends. Speaking of friends, this is a game where you can just bring unexperienced players because they will just stand still and be meat for the incredibly sweaty players. But for negatives, those are really it. The game is Surf, but with guns. So it's really a fast-paced aim competition that's really fun. The game will make you feel like a god with some shots you land, and the movement can get you entertained for hours on end. They keep the game updated very regularly. Hi, hello, I'm gonna do this without a script. They updated this game 3 times since I began recording. They update this game a lot. So yeah, don't expect lack of updates. I really wish I could talk more about this game, but it's a very simplistic game that does one idea perfectly. I love this game with my entire heart, and you should play it now. I can guarantee you, you're gonna have a lot of fun. Before we move on to the last game on the list, I wanted to make a very honorable mention, and then ask for help. Siphon? I don't know, I hope I'm not butchering the game enough. It's a game that I think is amazing, because it sort of mimics Titanfall 2 Movement, which is a game that I also really like. The problem with this game is that... yeah. So you, as the viewer, please play this game. And if you don't want to play alone, be sure to join our Discord server and ask me or the others to play with you. We will be more than excited to play with you. No, I have no idea who the creator of this game is, and I'm not being paid to say this. It is simply a game that I really love, but I can never play it because almost no one ever plays it. So if you really like Titanfall 2 and want a very fast-paced game with a lot of movement controls, try Siphon and let me know what you think of the game in the comments. What the fuck? Oh. No, fuck. Welcome to Phantom Forces, where the only people left playing are either movement demons or are doing this as we speak. Irony aside, I think that not only is Phantom Forces the best Roblox movement shooter, but also the best movement shooter in the market in general. With COD releasing its 46th installment and Apex Legends beating itself to death, one can only rely on Phantom Forces. Phantom Forces, like bad business, is pretty easy to get into. Movement can be very simple, but having a friend helping you with the more niche parts or watching guides is always the way to go, if you plan on investing your time learning the movement aspect of the game. Phantom Forces has 184 weapons. So it is basically where all the Texas go to, so use them as you wish. This game, however, is not perfect. From the constant frame drops to the absolute cheat fests to shotguns. At this moment, the game can be quite frustrating to get into. The community is not very toxic, but they're all very horny for some reason. I mean, come to think of it, the mascot of the game is an anime girl. That aside, I think Phantom Forces is worth your time and you should get into it as soon as possible. Bring friends, learn the movement, or just sit with a sniper in a tent, it's all up to you. The game is a big sandbox where you can do just about whatever you want. So have your own fun, and if someone talks trash to you, just remember, bully them, KD. And that's it for the video. I know I could have talked about other games like Typical Colors 2 or maybe even Untitled Tag Game since it is a PvP game, but the video already took me way too long to do, and I myself suffer from a disease called being lazy. I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to follow my Twitch and join my Discord where we are planning on having gaming nights, so be sure to be there. So yeah, see you guys!